What's going on, Jerome's slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback. Gotta get those in. Well, we have a chance. Had some ups, had some downs, but mainly ups, right? Downs were the last two games. Yeah, but he resurrected his career and got things back on track and is a free agent and is going to get paid. He's going to get paid, right? Even though probably lit about 50 million guaranteed on fire over the last two games. Sort of is what it is. Either way, Darnold is still going to get paid. There's going to be a high demand for his services out there somewhere, and he's going to get some cash, right? And interestingly, long story longer, Pete Prisco getting shorty over at CBS did up his top 100 free agents, and Sam Darnold checks in at numero uno. Now, in terms of money, he's going to get the most. Just the nature of the quarterback position, probably going to get $40 million plus per season. If the Vikings had done damage in the playoffs, maybe Darnold gets $55 million plus per year, but yeah, it happens. And yeah, even though there's going to be some other big time names in free agency, Darnold's going to get the most money by average, going to get the most guaranteed, going to get everything. It's good being a quarterback. You know what I mean? Darnold up there at one. Sam Darnold resurrected his career with the Vikings, putting up big numbers and leading them to the playoffs, but he fizzled in the final two games, including a playoff loss. I just said that, and that was personnel people concerned. Even so, in a quarterback-needy league, he will get action if the Vikings don't keep him off the market, which they probably won't. I'd look for a deal near $40 million per season. So Darnold is a crown jewel of the free agent class, and it's not a surefire quarterback class in the draft. Let's just say that. But Darnold checks in at one. Kind of interesting because a lot of other sites do have him, a top 10 adjacent type pickup, but just because of the importance of the quarterback position and the money involved, I understand why he's one. But, I mean, some of the other guys, so Higgins at two. Higgins needs to go to the commies of Jaden Daniels. Obviously, that'll be ass because of the NFC. Actually, just go to the Patriots. Do that. Josh Sweat, Super Bowl hero. You can make a good case that Josh Sweat should have been Super Bowl MVP over Jalen Hurts, but he's going to get paid as well. Trey Smith, the apple of our eye. Even though the Chiefs' offensive line did not have a great day, Trey Smith, 3 pressures and a sack, but overall 4 rock solid seasons of production. Can't sneeze at that. And I understand people call me a hypocrite. Well, Trey Smith had a bad Super Bowl, but how could you say that Sam Darnold had a bad couple games but a good year? Trey Smith has been doing it for 4 years. If Darnold had done what he's been doing for 4 years, pay him. Yeah, but it's slightly different. Milton Williams checking in at 6. Viking. Absolute Viking there. DJ Reed at 8. Yes, also Viking. Holland. So Holland sort of flew under the radar. Honestly, if the Vikings don't keep Beasley, I would take that money and throw it at Javon Holland. The guy who was drafted when Flores was head coach in Miami, and he's a high-end playmaking safety. Would absolutely take him. Zach Bond played himself into some money. Osa Odigizua would be fantastic along the Vikings. Honestly, all in on Milton Williams and or Osa Odigizua. Just having some havoc along the defensive line would be pretty damn fantastic. Carlton Davis from the Lions. If Murph leaves, Carlton Davis, who had a rough season last year before he broke his jaw, I would certainly consider bringing him to the Vikings. Will Fries along the offensive line. Cam Robinson checks in at 17. Hey, I want Cam Robinson to as many suitors as possible. Get your money, man, because that helps the Vikings comp picks in 2026. Becton, wouldn't mind Becton at right guard. If we want a changing of the guard, pun intended, up front, go do that. Traverse Ward, if the Vikings don't bring back Murph. Jackson, Mack, Mooring. Murph is at 24. So, like we talked about earlier, could Murph get paid less than the market is forecasting? I think it's certainly possible. There's other cornerbacks out there. It's a very solid cornerback draft as well, so maybe. Tevin Jenkins, I understand the concerns if he can stay healthy, but he's got that nasty disposition, man. I kind of like it. Josh Myers, no. James Daniels, yes. Roswell Douglas, yes. Beasley at 29. And I don't know. I want Beasley here. Does he take a little bit less to stay in Minnesota? He obviously loves it here. Or it is a spot where he maximizes dough. I ain't mad either way. But $17 million per year for Beasley, I don't know, man. Zeitler wouldn't mind having him as a veteran stopgap at guard. Certainly got that size and attitude. Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones checking in at 39. Is he the first running back? I think he is. 30-year-old running back, but it's a prodigious running back draft class. So Jones, I would love to have back. It's clear that he has interest in coming back as the Vikings and him push back that void date. So we'll see. Ryan Kelly, even though he's older, 32, does still have some good football left in him. I think that he would be a really rock solid as a multi-year stopgap at center. Kind of like when the Ravens signed old ass Matt Burke from the Vikings, and Burke was with the Ravens for like 4 years and won a Super Bowl. I'd do that up, but overall, then Muzariki would be a solid value edge rusher. Wouldn't mind that at all. Not edge, but defensive tackle. Aziz. I mean, if the Vikings weren't so deep on the edge, Aziz would be worth consideration. Malcolm Koonce didn't get hurt, he would have gotten paid, which really stinks, man. Joseph Asai from the Bengals. There's going to be a fistful of value free agents. Oh, Jeremy Chin. I love me some Jeremy Chin, man. J.K. Dobbins. Zach Martin. I would prefer Zeitler at this stage of their respective careers, but Martin certainly would be out there as a name. Veteran stopgap guard. B.J. Hill, your mom's favorite player. Najee Harris. I don't know. I'm just sort of out on Najee Harris. I understand that he's been consistent and productive, and he's got that power, first and second levels, but I don't know, $10 million a year in this running back class, in this economy, I don't know. Aaron Banks, I think, is flying under the radar because of the injury, but if the Vikings want ass and size up front, go for the cost of Trey Smith, they could probably get Aaron Banks and Mekhi Becton, and I wouldn't be mad at that. DJ Jones, if they want some veteran presence on the nose. Cody Barton, Jedrick Wills. What happened to Jedrick Wills, man? He was supposed to be the truth, but didn't quite work out. Mike Hilton, I want. It's been my favorite slot cornerback for years. One of the best blitzing corners in the game. Would obviously do great things with Flores. It'd be good. Brandon Scherf is a lot like Zach Martin and Zeitler in terms of the name guys at guard that could play for a year or two. Harris at 89. Baby, come back. Baby, come back cheap. That's all. We're getting down there. Cisco, Thong Song, Stokes. I mean, Stokes would be cheap, if they let go of Murph. Just another player coming to the right side of the river. Who knows? Tyron, no. Will Hernandez. Remember Will Hernandez was the cat's ass in the draft a fistful of years ago before he went to the Giants. He was the crush of Vikings Twitter for a long time. Coleman Shelton, I know that he graded out well, but eye test wise, just it's not there. But again, it's interesting. But it speaks to the value of the quarterback position that Darnold is there. One, he's going to get paid. He's going to get taken care of, probably somewhere else. Vikings in line for some comp pick action, but the Vikings also going to be huge players in free agency as well. But your thoughts on our thoughts. Slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, goes all DJ Khaled. We the best. This is the number one free agent according to CBS. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.